the psychical events are facts, are realities. And when you observe the stream of images within, you observe an aspect of the world within. Of the world within.
Every stage of man's progress is made by the conscious, voluntary exercise of the imagination. Then you will understand why all poets have stressed the importance of controlled, vivid imagination. Listen to this one by the great William Blake. In your own bosom you bear your heaven and earth, and all you behold, though it appears without, it is within, in your imagination, of which this world of mortality is but a shadow.
There was a tremendous human hubris, a dismissal of the true divinity within man, which in Blake's terms is the imagination.
While I live a conscious life, all the time a myth is played in the unconscious. A myth that extends over centuries. Namely, archetypal ideas, a stream of archetypal ideas that goes on through one individual, through the centuries.
The structure of what we might call the human psyche, the inner universe, was fourfold. There are, for Blake, the four Zers, which correspond in a general way to Jung's four functions of reason, intuition, feeling, and sensation. And these four functions Blake has very marvelously personified in figures we all know, of whom the villain of Blake's myth, so to say, is the figure of Urizen, reason. Urizen puts bounds to the universe. It is a bounded universe, it is measured, it is the universe of quantity, if you like, the reign of quantity. Length, breadth, height, weight, it's the measurable universe. And it is bounded. He puts a circumference to the universe, and one sees him in that very fine late engraving of Blake of God creating the universe with a pair of compasses. He is bounding it, whereas the universe of the imagination is unlimited and boundless.
I am all imagination. Man is all imagination, and God is man, and exists in us, and we in him. The eternal body of man is the imagination, and that is God himself. The divine body we call the Lord Jesus. It is buried in these garments of flesh. And the true and full awakening of the human imagination is what everyone aches for. Do you not realize that Jesus Christ is in you? So I've identified it, because by him all things are made, good, bad, and indifferent. And if all things are made by him, I must watch what I am doing to catch him, to find out who he is that makes things in my world. I found him to be the dreamer in me.
When the man speaks of God in man, he is totally unaware that this power called God in man is man's imagination. This is the creative power in man. There is nothing under heaven that is not plastic as potter's clay to the touch of the shaping spirit of imagination.
All of history, all of society, all of the experiences and discoveries of knowledge are all due to something inside of the human being. Civilization is nothing but a long shadow of something inside of the person. We have something inside of ourselves that built the pyramids, wrote the sacred books, waged all the wars, created all the art, and in addition to these major achievements, perpetuated the species itself with an infinite diversity of individualities.
It's time to recover the beautiful use of the imagination. It's time to recover sculpturing for God, and painting for God, and poetry for God, and music for God, and dance for God. It all belongs to God.
Imagination is funny. It makes a cloudy day sunny. Makes a bee think of honey, just as I think of you.
How do we move forward? How do we move forward knowing that we still need to do things that we haven't fulfilled our vision about where we want reality to be, about how we want to live our lives, about the relationships that we want, or the kinds of communities that we need or aspire to have? And in that sense, imagination becomes real. It holds relevance to us. It has some resonance with us. And so for me, imagination needs to be paired with reality. And it's at that point that it holds meaning and power, and it can also rejuvenate us because we come face to face with where we are, but we can also see the possibilities of what's ahead.
We have a great deal more power to change our reality than most people realize.
We have arrived, we are at the time where the human imagination now need meet no barriers to its intent. And so we are going to find out who we are. Man, which means men and women, human beings, are divine beings. You matter. You count. You come from realms of unimaginable power and light, and you will return to those realms.
What is man? The sun's light, when he unfolds it, depends on the organ that beholds it.